Hey everyone, welcome back to my workbench. So, Tiger Learning Computer. Well, good news is I did get this little breakout board thing built. Yes, that's a lot of wires. Bad news is I can't get it to work. I think I'm running into two issues with this. Straighten my camera up here. Come on, camera, you can do it. Alright, so long story short, I think I'm running into two issues here. I noticed when I had this Apple Works uncased here. I had a very hard time. Actually, I wasn't able to get it with just the bare board in the slot here, believe it or not. It had to be back in the case, which tells me it's that the internal connector there is very picky on the depth of insertion. That sounds vaguely dirty, but the reason it's important is you can see get something pointy at this. So look at this little guy. See this distance from here to here? That means the wipers that actually engage with the pins don't hit until fairly deep in to they hit this copper. So the little fingers look kind of like, how do I describe it? So imagine, well, this is a PC board, and let's grab a oscilloscope lead, kind of show you the shape of what they look like. So the wipers themselves kind of look about that shape. And as you put a card in, it slides in and hits it. So my boards are actually quite close to the edge. So by the time it actually gets engagement, I'm too thick here, and it just won't make contact. And even on this guy, I only got to work once, and I had to do a lot of fiddling, a little deeper, a little further back, just to hit just right. So all is not lost. Plus, the other part I noticed is they used a very thin PC board. You can see end on how thin this board. Let's measure this board, see how thin it actually is. I measured it earlier. Just need to. I'll show you on camera what it is. So the board I bought was a standard, which was FR4, and that is, let's see, this is FR4, which is about 57 thou thick, so it's pretty thick. It's got some pretty thick to it. This guy here is only, it's about the same actually. It's not too far off, but it's a little thinner. Yeah, it's a little thinner. It's right at 60. It's about, well, I guess it's about the optical illusion, but yeah, it's very similar. But the problem is when I have solder pads here, it's way thicker than 60. See, I'm almost at 100 thou, almost a tenth of an inch thick, where the contacts are going to be made. I mean, I've literally hit these with a hammer. I've filed them a bit, and I just can't get it quite flush enough. So, that being said, all is not lost. I did purchase more 60 thou thick board, but they're just plain copper on top and bottom. So what I'll do is I have a little XY table that way. There's an XY table over there, a manual one, but what I'm going to do is manually cut traces on that board so I don't have to manufacture a custom board. So I'll cut to the exact width of this little guy here, and just basically cut channels in the FR4 board, the copper board, to create a circuit. And it'll just be a plain board, probably yay-ish long, and then I'll have 100,000 space header pins on the backside, because this is all 100,000 spacing. So then I can try again, because this is just not working out. This Tiger is really tricky in terms of the actual port. Yeah, I could see, the wiper's pretty far down in there. Yeah, if you could see it. Oh, it's dark. Do I have a light source? Well, shoot. No, I don't have a flashlight. Well, anyway, down that dark hole there, which you can't see a darn thing, is the card edge connector, and it's a good 200 thou down before those wipers come down, so there's no way I'm going to hit that without messing things up. So, deep sigh. That's the issue I've run into. And I did tweak my capture settings here a little bit so you can actually see the. Let me embiggen this. It's a little bright, a little blown out, because otherwise what I tried to do is I was trying to go into the AppleWorks and this was so dark I couldn't see it. I mean, on my other screen it's actually very hard to see. It's actually easier to see on the capture device than it is to see on the real screen here. So, and even now it errored. This shouldn't be like this. Oh, this is just a storage card. This thing is so goofy. It's like everything is counterintuitive, like opposite what you think would be. Everything is opposite day on this thing.
Hello, please choose an activity.
Do I have to? Okay. So it's actually that one you have to do. Alright, here's your AppleWorks. I couldn't actually see it before because it was so darn dark. Really? See if it actually believes me. Alright. 1993 copyright date. Yeah, believe it or not, I'm actually using the capture screen because my other display, I can't see a darn thing. Ooh, what other activities? So what I want to do is, if I ever get this breakout board working, I can do things like a disk activity where I can copy a disk. So I can copy from one card on this side. There's a card here and there's another card on the other side. If I copy from one to the other, I can do a spy function on that chip programmer and just be able to spy on that data and see what's coming out. So do a crude version of a ROM dump at that point, and then see if I can emulate a drive, but I'm no promises on that one because it thinks it's a disk, so it's handling it like a disk. So you can copy disks, compare disks, rename it, but everything is treated like a disk even though it's a card. So it's very strange. Skip out here. This is Apple II's very primitive GUI here. So you can change your disk drive. Escape out here. so it thinks it's different disks. Yeah. See, it doesn't even think it's a disk properly. So irritating. Okay. Add files last time. Oh, this keyboard is just lovely. Okay. Ironically enough, my wife, for our 19th anniversary, which was 26th, got me a Raspberry Pi 400. I've been using Raspberry Pi since version 1. 400 is really cool. Let me grab it real quick. How technologies come along. These two devices are essentially the same thing. This is based on 1979 technology with a 8-bit processor, running probably about 3 megahertz. This is a keyboard with the computer, of course, just like old school, like this guy down here. Like your old Commodore 64, except it has a 4 cores, 4 gigs of RAM, gigabit Ethernet, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, USB 3, SD card for the micro SD card for the operating system, and the keyboard doesn't suck. So, actually has a really, really nice keyboard. And I like the cute little raspberry function key there. The start key or Windows key, whatever the hell you want to call it. But yeah, this is it's amazing to see. And this thing, I think it's about 100 or so. And then she got the whole kit. I even got the matching mouse and everything. So thanks, wifey, for that. So yeah, I already put Ubuntu on here. I've just also made a fresh RetroPie, so I just finished loading up all the games. So what I'll do is, when I have the card in there, it'll just be regular Ubuntu 12.10, which is the latest, and then, sorry, 21.10, and then I'll have the, even that's branded, that's cute, and then I'll pop that, right now it's out, so I'll boot to a USB 3 drive instead. And that will be the RetroPie, which runs Emulation Station. So that'll be the other thing I'm going to run. So yeah, really cool. We can see how, I mean, the concept is the same. It's a single board computer, all built into one keyboard. No screen, of course. So you plug this you have to plug into a TV screen. This you plug into a monitor because it has dual micro HDMI outs. But yeah, it's powered up by USB-C. Little guy right there. And it's nice and modern and new, and you can see if you do it wrong, it looks like this. If you do it right, it looks like this. It runs full-blown Ubuntu pretty darn well too, so I'm quite impressed with it. And because it's the same, this is the same as the highest end Pi 4, which is the 4 gigabyte. I have another 4 gig RAM version as well. I used my other emulation system, but this is going to be great for gaming on the road and stuff like that. And yeah, that's it. So I'm waiting for that copper to come in. And I wish wish this thing you could have an external keyboard on it. It's a shame because it's so bad. Oh yeah. Once I get that board in, I'm going to cut it down, cut paths on it, and try again and see if I can do some spine work. But that board's coming in Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. Coming in Thursday, and work on that. But yeah, I've had a couple orders for Atari 5200 controllers, but I've done videos on those before, so I didn't bother doing any fresh ones. But I actually had a couple orders. Thank you everyone for buying some more. I made 3 up in the last month. Well, actually, I made 4 up because I made one to ship right away. So, well, until that sells, I'm gonna be playing with my. So that board comes in, I'll be playing with my Pi, and I got a couple PDAs in. I got a Sony Klee 22, and I got a Zyre coming in. So. Playing with old. What I've been doing is buying them with shot batteries and just buying the battery and replacing it. I mean, not terribly difficult to do. So, everyone, thank you for watching and have a great evening.